Welcome to This Explainer. Look, today we're unpacking a seriously fascinating business case. We're going to hunt down the hidden turnaround value locked inside Bengal's highly skilled, but honestly currently underperforming leather industry. If you're someone analyzing manufacturing assets, looking for supply chain optimizations, or you just love studying how operational systems dictate market dominance, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's get into it.
So think about the ultimate investor paradox for a second. You've got Bengal producing these stunning luxury leather bags, wallets, belts, you name it, stuff that's exported and sold all over the globe. The raw talent is just undeniable. And yet, as an industrial hub, it's struggling. You really have to ask yourself, why on earth is a region producing such high-end luxury goods seeing its market share rapidly erode? We're going to structure our analysis today around 5 key areas. First, we'll look at the undervalued asset. Second, operational inefficiencies and risks. Third, the management bottleneck. Fourth, competitors capturing market share. And finally, we'll model out the modernization ROI. All right, Section 1, the undervalued asset. Focusing on these world-class karigars or craftsmen, this is the foundation of Bengal's globally recognized craftsmanship. We're talking about an absolute army of world-class talent here. Pattern masters, sample makers, hand stitchers, edge painting experts. These are highly detailed, incredibly difficult to train competencies. From a pure investment standpoint, this proves right out of the gate that the underlying product quality is highly viable. The foundational asset, the raw skill required to make a world-class product, is already sitting right there. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. There is a massive talent flight taking place. Bengal is essentially acting as the talent creator, while competing hubs outside the state, places like Chennai, Noida, Kanpur, and Gurgaon, are acting as talent capturers. They're eagerly absorbing these expert craftsmen. Global buyers know the talent is Bengali, but the actual manufacturing revenue, it's migrating away. To understand exactly why this talent flight is happening, we need to pivot to Section 2, operational inefficiencies and risks, and the true cost of cheap labor. On paper, many Bengal leather workers are paid significantly less than their counterparts in places like Tamil Nadu. Now, maintaining low wages might seem like a brilliant cost-saving strategy for factory owners, right? Well, actually, scratch that. The actual operational cost is brutal. Skilled workers leave, motivation completely tanks, productivity stagnates. This isn't cost-saving at all. It's massive operational friction that totally destroys a factory's ability to scale. And this friction is heavily compounded by the physical working environment itself. Bengal's legacy setups are often congested, unsafe, and poorly ventilated. Contrast that with their modern competitors who are offering air-conditioned sampling rooms, digital planning tools, and genuine worker welfare programs. Today's younger generation of workers, they want professional, clean, and safe facilities. When they don't find it locally, they pack up and leave, and local efficiency just plummets. Which brings us to Section 3, the management bottleneck and the cultural resistance to change. The root cause of these structural issues isn't necessarily a lack of capital. It's actually an outdated legacy management mindset. You'll often hear this common phrase from legacy factory owners. Why change if production is running? Honestly, it's the ultimate growth killer. It perfectly illustrates this deep cultural resistance to modernization. They view training as an unnecessary extra cost and technology as just, well, a hassle. This mindset acts as a hard bottleneck for any kind of scalability. And here's why that mindset is so incredibly dangerous for business. Global buyers have completely evolved. They demand faster delivery, tight efficiency, digital production tracking, strict compliance, lean production, and worker-friendly environments. A factory running on manual planning, verbal communication, and reactive management, it simply can't meet these metrics. They create delays, they create confusion, and as a result, they're rapidly losing their appeal to international brands. Let's move to Section 4, competitors capturing market share and the flight to systems over cheap labor. As an investor, you always have to objectively look at where the revenue is flowing and, more importantly, why. Global buyers want reliability way more than they just want cheap prices. They're actively shifting their capital to regions like Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Vietnam, and Bangladesh. Why? Because these regions prioritize robust manufacturing systems, professional management, and better compliance over mere low-cost labor. Raw craftsmanship alone just isn't enough in modern manufacturing anymore. It literally has to be paired with systemized execution. But hey, this is where the story gets really exciting for us. Section 5, the modernization ROI and unlocking trapped value. The good news is that these operational issues are entirely correctable, which presents a massive turnaround opportunity for the right operator. The exact mechanism to unlock Bengal's trapped value lies in industrial engineering and lean manufacturing. We're talking about implementing modern production systems, things like line balancing, time motion studies, and 6S workplace organization. It takes a factory from unorganized chaos and turns it into a synchronized, highly productive machine. It improves worker comfort, but at the exact same time, it dramatically boosts delivery speed and quality consistency.
Let's talk numbers, because the return on investment here is highly concrete. A well-balanced production line utilizing these modern industrial engineering systems can yield a 20 to 30% output increase. And the best part? That increase happens entirely without adding a single person to the headcount. You're simply maximizing the yield of the incredible talent you already have on the floor by removing those operational bottlenecks. That is pure margin expansion. So, to execute this turnaround, we need a clear operational blueprint. It basically comes down to 4 steps. 1. Offer better wages and physical facilities to actually attract and retain that younger generation. 2. Introduce professional, data-driven factory management. 3. Implement rigorous industrial engineering and lean manufacturing training. And 4. Adopt modern, digital tracking tech to satisfy global buyer compliance. That is exactly how you combine Bengal's legendary craftsmanship with modern scalability. Bengal absolutely has massive underlying potential. The skill is there, the history is there. But it leaves anyone analyzing this undervalued asset with a really high-stakes question. Can the industry modernize fast enough to reclaim its crown? Or will the cultural resistance to change keep this immense value permanently trapped? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope this breakdown gave you a sharp lens into the operational mechanics of the leather industry. Keep analyzing, keep looking for those operational gaps, and I'll catch you next time.